and a warm welcome to all of you. Myself, Suchitra, I am the convener of the EFDP program. I take this privilege to warmly welcome all our delegates on the first day of 1 week online faculty development program entitled Emerging Trends in Pharmaceutical Sciences, conducted by Aditya Bangalore Institute of Pharmacy, Education and Research in association with Indian Pharmaceutical Association, IPA. Prayer is not asking. It is to put oneself in the hands of God. Now, may I invite our final year B Pharmacy student, Usha, for a prayer song. Over to Usha.
Thank you, ma'am. गणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि वसिष्ठवामदेवादिवन्दितमहागणपतिम् महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहाविनुतं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहाविनुतं मारकोटि प्रकाशं शान्तम् मारकोटि प्रकाशं शान्तम् महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि वसिष्ठवामदेवादिवन्दितमहागणपतिम्
Thank you. Thank you, Usha. It gives me an immense pleasure to introduce our institution. Aditya Group of Institution is an institution that offers professional courses such as pharmacy, nursing, and management. Our institution has a cadre of professors with excellent repute in teaching and extensive research skills. Since the inception of our institution in 1998, we had moved steadily towards the fulfillment of our mission and emerged as a significant player in courses like pharmacy, nursing, management, education, school, and PUC. Our motto is to provide quality education of highest standards to develop professionals with character, caliber, and vision. To be recognized as an institution providing quality education in pharmacy to serve the healthcare sector. Now, let me introduce welcome our beloved chairman of Aditya Group of Institutions, Dr. B.A. Vishwanath, the chief patron of today's program. Sir is a towering personality, simple, down-to-earth person with exceptional leadership qualities. Sir is nominated as the Senate member for the second time of the Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, which is one of the largest university in Asia. Sir is an advisor for scientific committee in the Faculty of Pharmacy of Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. He is also an editorial board member for various national and international journals. He has guided 4 PhD scholars and MPharm students as well. His passion for providing quality education to the aspirants has led to various faculty development programs from the ABIPER group. I extend my warmly welcome to our Honorable Chairman Sir to this 1-week faculty development program on emerging trends in pharmaceutical practices. We welcome you, sir. Faculty development programs have proven to be successful for improving teaching skills in higher education. The scope of planned faculty development programs should extend beyond the health professionals' discipline to include social skills necessary for collaboration, professional growth, as well as management and leadership abilities. Faculty members need to be prepared enough to deal with the rapid changes and shifting paradigms in medical education, healthcare delivery systems, and clinical practices. Without proper training, teaching is often reduced to instructors presenting their understanding of the subject by one-way lecturing. Hence, ABIPER has always created high-quality professional training programs for faculty members to be able to compete in this ever-changing world. The theme of online faculty development program is to enhance teaching and research skills of the faculty, to serve as a medium for awareness about modern teaching tools and methodologies, to acquire knowledge about current technological development as well as moral values, ethics, and attitude, to provide a common platform to faculty members to develop their training and facilitation skills. Now, we are joined by our research director, Dr. Paranjoti sir. He served as a director technical at Jagat Pharma for over 23 years. He was in US for over 6 years, serving as principal scientist at Kali Labs, Novel Laboratories, and Gavis Pharmaceuticals and at NJ, USA. He is also working as a principal scientist and actively engaged in research in the allergy field and developing sublingual immunotherapy dosage forms with a microneedle technology at Bengaluru Allergy Center. We extend our heartily welcome to you, sir. Welcome, sir. Now, it's time to invite our guest of honor, Dr. R. Malavalan of the day, who is a well-renowned person. Sir has completed his B Pharm from Madurai Medical College with the first rank in university and JP Nayer's gold medal. He has done his M.Pharm and PhD from Birla Institute of Technology and Sciences, Pilani in 1982. He has served as lecturer and reader in BITS Milani, and he was a professor and head in Annamalai University and UGC BSR faculty and research director guiding PhD and the PG scholars. Sir has guided almost 30 PhD scholars and enormous M.Pharmacy projects too. Currently, Sir is an advisor for Kamraj College of Pharmacy, Tamil Nadu. We are blessed to have you as a guest of honor of the day, sir. We welcome you, sir. Now, I take a privilege to ask our chairman to address the participants. Over to sir.
Respected Professor Dr. Manavalan sir, the guest of honor. Respected Dr. Paranjoti sir, the research director of ABIPER and the industry expert. Respected speakers from India and abroad. Dear faculties from various pharmacy colleges across India and abroad who have joined us, and the organizing team for this online FDP. A very good morning to all and a warm welcome to all of you. I'm very happy and delighted to be a part of this today's online faculty development program organized by our college. I'm extremely happy and thankful to the most eminent academician in the pharmacy profession, Dr. Manavalan, for accepting our invitation to inaugurate this program. I thank Dr. Paranjoti sir for having involved in today's proceedings. I thank all the speakers for sharing their valuable time to conduct this online FDP on emerging trends in pharmaceutical practices. I wish all the participants to have a wonderful time with all the sessions and hope the sessions will be fruitful for your career. I thank the organizing team for working overtime to organize and conduct this online FDP and making it a grand success. Once again, I'm happy to be part of this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, may I request Dr. Paranjoti sir, the research director of ABIPER, to address a few words to our participants.
So, good morning to all of you. So, I would welcome you all for this program. The FDP means the Faculty Development Program. You know that Faculty Development Program is now taking place in a time that in the COVID-19. COVID-19, whenever you say that people are down the line also started telling that COVID-19. Everybody knows, the whole world knows what is COVID-19. So such a time when conducting the program is very important and it's a challenging one. Change is the word what everybody understands, but the change is very difficult to understand. And whenever you say change, it happens that people would like to be in the comfort zone. Whenever there's a change, they don't want. They say that they seek a better options. But COVID-19 has made us to compulsorily there is no option. You have to live with what is available, and WFH, the work from home, has become a mandatory, almost mandatory. Everybody is working at it. So in this time to go ahead and then getting the skills and then teaching is very important. The skill is the most very important for the teachers to go understand and then impart a good knowledge. In English, teacher is a very common word. Maybe head of the department, maybe the professor or assistant professor, or down the line, all are known as a single word teacher. But the word teacher in Sanskrit knowledge, Sanskrit language is entirely different. Who gives information is known as Adhyapak, we all know. And who gives the information imparted with the knowledge is known as Acharya, Upadhyaya. And then who imparts the skills is known as Acharya. Who gives insight is known as Pandit. And who gives the vision is known as the Drita. And who awakens us and then tells us that there is a light, and the light is coming in terms of the dark, it removes the darkness, but he gives the wisdom. He knows that. He is known as a Guru. So in this program, what is very important for us is that we have to have skills to see that by virtual, everything is now virtual. Virtual, we have to make understand the students so that they will understand in reality. There's no lab is available, but still what you can do is that suppose if I have to take an example of making the turpentine emulsion or this acacia emulsion, how the emulsion is made with the mortar and pestle is very important. The skill they can inculcate in such a way that, by means of virtual presentation, they understand that they will be really doing that experiment. So that sort of a thing that everything is now become virtual. I take this opportunity once again to welcome you all. And this is going to be the scintillating session. Dr. Angala Parameswari is going to have very good presentation. Today, what happens in this corona regime, and we are really confused. We don't know when it is going to live. People say that you have to live with the corona. So very important. So the whole world is moving with the immunity. People are started telling that, you have to develop immunity from inside. And today's lecture, what she's going to say is it will definitely bring out new information about the phytochemical aspects. So with this, I would like to thank everyone, and I will hand over to Suchitra.
Thank you, sir. That was a very wonderful speech to the addressing the gathering. Now, I take this privilege and request Dr. Manavalan sir, the guest of honor, to address the gathering as well as to declare to open the faculty development program online.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Sir, audible?
Over to sir. Yeah, sir. We are audible, please.
Fine. See, before inaugurating, a sweet words about our Vishwanath. Vishwanathan is, although small age, he's a visionary. He always thinks about tomorrow and make it today. What is based in your case, entrepreneurship development program. Nobody will be dared to take that one. He has taken, I think Dr. Paranjyothi is the guy.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was.
But you were not told that. So they've taken a nice topic, entrepreneurship, ERP, entrepreneurship development program. I think it's the first of its kind in pharmacy that PhD work there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It is a wonderful piece of work. So what I'm trying to say will be, he always thinks something innovative, frontline. Maybe your conference, maybe your research or whatever it may be. He always do it in the frontline. So now we should appreciate him. He's an asset to pharmacy profession. Dr. Vishwanathan, B. Vishwanathan. So when he's about to start this college, ABI Piper, Aditya Bangalore Institute of Pharmaceutical Education Research, he consulted many people. I am also one of the person. Sir, can I start? I said, not anybody can start, you can start. I told. So now we are enjoying the benefit. He gives quality education, he gives quality research. I think he's an admirable person. Although young age, he's an admirable person. His wife is a doctor, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Biochemist.
Doctor.
Biochemistry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's where that, what should I say, impetus, driving force comes from his wife only. And next point will be, see, when I gone through the brochures, all topics are frontline. Nowadays, when I went to 10 days back to my daughter's place at Chennai, they told, she's in a class. I said, where is a class? No, online classes are going on. She's doing only first standard online class. She's in the house with his laptop, and the teacher is there at the school, and she teaches. She says that grandfather, don't disturb me, I am in the class. So likewise, concepts are going to change and change. So my guide is Dr. B. M. Mittal. He's no more that forensic pharmacy.
Yes,
He
sir.
told very vision. The classroom teaching is going to be off. Everything will be virtual classes. You have to understand each other. And then again, the different world. So we can classify the class into before Corona, during Corona, after Corona. So now we are in the during Corona, we are enjoying the benefit. Everywhere online classes are going on. Online class only, starting from first standard to higher classes. It's really a wonderful thing. Our ABI is doing wonderfully well. It is very, very, nowadays, PhD Viva is also being conducted like this only. The Annamalai University, one gentleman submitted the PhD report has come. So now what has happened, how to conduct Viva? So immediately my vice chancellor told her, no, you conduct as per online program. The Viva was conducted. So they conducted the PhD Viva online. And it was a wonderful thing. I think everything is going to become online, web, everything is going to become like this only. So on this line, Dr. Vishwanathan is doing well. He's a potential person. He will do so many good things in the future. So now the theme is very nice. Pharmacy practice, trends. Trends means something coming up. So in this one, they identified a very good topic. I don't want to repeat. We have Angla Parmeshwari. Likewise, about some 8 speakers are there. They identified the frontline research. So nowadays, you have to receive one online, go through your website, everything, and you have to develop your knowledge. It's not confined. It's a very nice thing. In this context, I have to appreciate Suchitra. I thought Suchitra means some old lady will be there and doing this program. Not like that young chap, lady is wonderfully organized very well. I congratulate her. I think Vishwanath told he's going to have so many programs. So you take a lead, and this institution, I wish that this program should go well. So with this brief thing, I am very happy to inaugurate this particular seminar. It is going to pick up, and a lot many things should be conducted like that. I wish our Dr. Vishwanath a very, very warm appreciation for his endeavor. And Dr. Paranjyoti is my senior. He is also an alumni product, just like Angela Parameswari. Angela Parameswari is studied at Madurai.
Yes, sir.
Same college at Madurai Medical College.
She's from Coimbatore.
Coimbatore, sir. We from in Coimbatore, but native Madurai.
Okay, sorry. See, now what had happened, she's a nice topic. She'll be with you for 1 hour, madam.
1 hour session, sir.
1 hour session.
1 hour session.
Yeah, please you can interact with her. We have certain affinity. I am also from Madurai. Pranjit is also from Madurai. Angela Parami is also from Madurai. Please get yourself benefited. Now here you can do anything. I think our knowledge comes to your doorsteps. Now we have to go and say somewhere the knowledge. Nowadays, a new world. The corona period is made everything compulsory. So I wish that this particular, I think 8th program or 9th program.
5 days program.
5 days. 8 series of webinar has been completed, sir.
This is how many you have completed?
8, sir.
8. Is this 9?
8 webinars, and this is the online FDP, sir. This is 9. Yeah.
9. So it's a wonderful thing. And he is having a menu, he has going to conduct some many more programs. And then I think he's taking a lead. That Vishwanath and his team is taking a lead in India. They're making the world so smart. Anywhere I can sit towards the world, I can hear anything. So now what had happened, knowledge is brought to open. So anybody can discuss and all the things. So now the coming year or coming generation, the whole concept is going to change. The whole concept is going to change. You should get prepared. My granddaughter is about 7 years old. I told her how to put this program, what should I say, through video and all. Then my granddaughter told her, I can arrange, come and sit with me. I can arrange everything. I was surprised. See, as the days pass by, people are becoming rich in intelligence. You have to cope up with them, or else you will let them. So with this, I wish Dr. Vishwanathan a very, very happy, prosperous future. Take a lead in the pharmacy. And with this, I am very happy to inaugurate this conference, web conference. It's going to bring a lot of fruits to our profession as well as well. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And a word about appreciation to Chuchitra and there is Dr. Paul also. They've taken a lot of lead. Always answering everything, attempting everything. She's a very good lady. I appreciate her also. I wish all the things best. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. From the depth of our hearts, we thank our guest of honor, Dr. R. Manavalan, sir, for all the words of wisdom that radiated a source of energy within us. We will ever remain grateful to you, and we thank you for being with us today, sir. Thank you for declaring the opening of the online faculty development program. Now, I request Dr. Paul Richard, Department of Pharmaceutical Analysis, to take over as an organizing coordinator for a vote of thanks.
But Paul,
Sir.
are you associated with Singapore University?
Sir, no, sir, no.
Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir, once again. And good morning to all the participants for this 5 days online FDP program. All these things has happened. Just it's a teamwork of ABIPER FDP and also support of our Chairman Dr. B.A. Vishwanath sir. First of all, I have to thanks, big thanks to our chairman, Dr. B.A. Vishwanath. Still yesterday night, we have been in touch, and sorry, we continuously upgrading about the program. Once sir has been involved, that will be very extreme actually. So for that, it's from the team of Biper FDP, very big thanks sir once again. And also from the Biper FDP team, once again, we are giving thanks to Dr. Manavalan sir for accepting our invitation and also gracing the occasion. Your presence made us for this FDP program, and all the participants, those who are joined, feel us very happy. And last but not the least, always Dr. Paranjyoti Kanni sir, you are there for that 3 days drug analytical techniques. For all 3 sessions you attended, really that encouragement made us to conduct these many webinars and also this faculty development program up to now.
Absolutely
Always,
true, Dr. Pal.
all the session, even for last day also, you attended for the whole session. That will be very encouragement still now. We still remember me and Suchitra ma'am, all the team of Biper pharmacy staff. We are wholeheartedly, we are giving thanks to sir once again. Today presence also feel us very happy. And the screen here from this side, screen is looking very grand sir actually by your presence. Both Manavalan sir and Paranjyoti sir presence made us FDP program, and also all the participants made us very happy. And today's speaker, Dr. S. Angala Parameshwari ma'am, thanks for accepting.
Thank you, sir.
As we, even as ma'am husband also, Alagu Sundaram sir was one of the principal in Nellore College. We used to meet couple of times in JNU Anantapur. And today one of the other speaker, Dr. Manzoor Ahmad Syed, sir is also did PhD from JNU Anantapur. Thank you sir once again for coming for this inaugural session. Today's talk of speakers made us very happy. And I need to thank to the designer person Mayur also. He's not there actually, but I have to take thanks for the designer person and all the technical team of Biper team, and all the thanks to all the 191 participants, those who are joined now. Definitely today's session of Dr. S. Angala Parameshwari ma'am will give a benefit to the participants and also upgrade our faculty.
Sure, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Once again, thank you. On behalf of the faculty development program, once again from the convener and also organizing committee, we are giving vote of thanks and heartful thanks to all the members. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The delegates can end up the screen from your side so that the speaker will take over the session.
Thank you.
It's over to Madam. Ma'am, you can take over the session.
I can share the slide now, or
Ma'am,
any
you can
introduction?
share the slide. I'll just
Okay.
2 minutes. Ma'am, you can share the slide from your side.
Madam, I can start my session.
Yeah, please. Go ahead, Madam.
Respected Chairman, Dr. B.A. Vishwanath sir, and Dr. Paranjyoti sir, Research Director, Dr. R. Manavalan sir, Very good morning, all the participants. Very good morning to all. I thankful to Aditya Institute of Pharmacy Education and Research invite me as a speaker in the first day faculty development program. I welcome all the faculty members. Utilize this session in this pandemic condition. Everyone we feel it is we are wasting, we are staying at home, but it's a great opportunity. Utilize and gain the knowledge while compared to other people, knowledgeable people get more respect in the society. And in this pandemic situation, everyone, we feel that when we across the situation, so when the drug or vaccine, once if it is get entered to the market, that is the end of this pandemic situation. So we all should support for the discovery of drug against COVID-19. This session make awareness on discovery of drug against the COVID-19. That's why I took the topic. My topic entitled phytochemical screening of lead molecule for COVID-19. So more research works are going on this, allopathic side and Ayurvedic side and Siddha, all the medical side, they are doing research on COVID-19, but all in the clinical trials. But in meanwhile, we can take help from herbal drugs to fight against COVID-19 infectious disease. So we move to the topic. Phytochemical screening. So generally in plant-oriented work, we are having two types of screening techniques, preliminary screening and phytochemical screening. In preliminary screening, what we are doing, just we can identify the chemical constituent, but phytochemical screening, it's complete screen of plant origin or plant source to get a pharmacological active substance or medical oriented substance against the infectious disease or any other disease. So now the phytochemical screening, it refers or defines as extraction, screening, identification of medicinally active substance found in plant. Maximum, if we are doing research with plant, the focusing bioactive substance or maybe chemical substance will be flavonoids, alkaloids, carotenoids, tannin, antioxidant, and phenolic compound. This is a focusing substance in our plant because it's having more pharmacological activity. So in that, so many process is there. In that first process, identification of active constituent, phytochemical test, it is one of the way to identify the active constituents. Thin layer chromatography with the support, we can know the separation technique of active compound from the plant origin. HPTLC and GC, these are the another technique to know the percentage purity or percentage quantity of active ingredient in the plant source. So HPTLC, once we process, at the end of the report, we can conclude either we can go for isolation of constituent or maybe the extract itself, we can go for pharmacological activity according to the percentage present in the report of HPTLC and GC. If we are get more percentage, then we can go for column chromatography for the isolation of active constituents. So this is one of the method to get a bioactive constituent. Two various method for the analysis phytochemical constituent. That total extract we can go for activity and or only the isolate we can do the activity to get a drug or lead molecule for the infection or maybe a disease. Structural elucidation, if you did isolation, then we can know the characterization of structure with the support of UV spectra, IR report, then NMR spectra and mass spectroscopy. Then at last, if we completed the structural characterization of active constituent, we can perform pharmacological activity. It is a in vivo in vitro studies we can perform to know the total activity or medicinally active compound we can screen. The combination of this all technique, we can get a report on the plant analysis. This is a phytochemical screening. So now we are going to search the lead molecule for COVID-19 infection. So for this, we have to analyze our survey triangle part. First, we have to know about the microorganism. Then what way the organism it's able to kill, that is the inhibitory pathway we have to know. Then followed by which lead molecule suitable for the inhibition of the particular pathway we can able to analyze. So this is a triangle analysis. First we can discuss about COVID-19. So we all well aware about COVID-19. This is a coronavirus disease 2019. COVID-19 is an infection caused by novel coronavirus. So already the world familiar with two viruses, that is SARS-CoV and MERS-CoV.
Copy.
Sir?
No, please go.
Okay, sir, thank you. SARS-CoV, that is severe acute respiratory symptom coronavirus, and MERS-CoV, severe acute Middle East respiratory syndrome coronavirus. This is already discovered in 2015 itself. Now in Wuhan, China, they discovered SARS-CoV-2. This is a novel virus. So today the world will suffer a lot due to the SARS-CoV-2. If the infection affect the patient, it's have two variety, asymptomatic and symptomatic. Asymptomatic without symptoms also, the patient shows positive on coronavirus. Then symptomatic patient, they classified into three: mild, moderate and severe condition. Mild case, they can recover very easily without drug. Moderate case, with the drug, they get treatment and recovered from the disease. Severe cases, sometime if the patient have core disease, any other additional disease already they are having, they leads to death. Symptoms of coronavirus, that is a mild condition, they get throat infection, tiredness and body pain. Moderate cases, fever. Then severe cases, complete breathing disturbance, respiratory illness, severe respiratory illness also caused by the coronavirus. Then transmission, this is a very risk term in COVID-19 because it is a high spreadable infection compared to other infection. This is a world crush. Respiratory transmission, aerosol transmission, contact transmission. Out of this three transmission mode, contact is a very risk and problematic one, because if the patient touched articles, if anything plastic or maybe cardboard or maybe steel, the organism can live long life, 2 to 3 days or maybe 24 hours. Due to the long life living condition of virus, it's spreadable last compared to any other organism. So now we discuss about the structure of coronavirus. So this is the first task, to search the lead molecule for this COVID-19 issue. Structure of coronavirus. So while see the structure, we can see 5 various proteinous substance. In that, spike glycoprotein, this is a specific characteristic structure of coronavirus. Due to this spike glycoprotein only, it adhere long time with the cardboard or maybe living things or maybe a non-living things. With the support of this spike only, it is going to penetrate to the host cell. Then it gets support with hemagglutinin esterase dimer. This is framing a membrane protein, then followed by membrane. Nucleocapsid is a nucleus covered in the RNA. The RNA completely product with the support of nucleocapsid protein. This is an envelope protein. This is the entry and exit of nucleus RNA to the host cell. So this is the structure of our coronavirus. Let's see the function of all proteins. Nucleocapsid protein, this is a productive protein of RNA. The RNA complete with production of nucleocapsid. Then spike protein, it support our coronavirus to enter to the host cell. Then envelope protein and membrane protein, it's give a structure of particular coronavirus. So once if you want to kill the virus, if you disturb any one of this protein, automatically the virus is going to die. The killing pathway is with the help of lead molecule or maybe a drug or maybe any other antibodies. Antibodies also it able to disturb this complete proteins. It's going to inhibit the particular coronavirus. So this is a task or a major inhibitory pathway. If you want to study, first we have to know the transmission and replication of coronavirus. 8 various stage of coronavirus replication in host cell. So, but inhibitory pathway, it shows only 8 steps mechanism it is, but inhibition, we can inhibit that replication or transmission with 4 various stages. So first stage, entry stage, SARS-CoV-2, it's having special structure of S protein. This S protein attached with ACE2. ACE2 means angiotensin converting enzyme 2. This is a receptor site. If it is a facilitate, it get attached with S protein. After attachment, it is get penetrate to the cell membrane. It enter to the cytoplasm. So this is the entry. If human body having antibodies or strong immunity, in this stage itself it's get inhibited. That's why in all social media and everywhere they are instructing that first immune your boost up your immunity. The immunity is a first task today. It act against the COVID-19. Then after entry to the cell membrane, automatically this external element can rupture. It release the RNA. The released RNA, now it is disturbed by this entire cytoplasm material. If the ribosome it gets support, automatically it's go for protein synthesis. This protein supported for the replication. The replicated RNA, now it's able to produce more number of virulent coronavirus inside the cell membrane with the support of Golgi apparatus, because it's supported to supply of E protein, S protein, M protein. This is three will be creating the envelope for this RNA. So now the coronavirus is having high virulent point. It's able to spread to one human to another human. This is the entire cycle. It's take 14 days time or maybe 21 days time. That's why in hospitals or anywhere they are isolating or quarantine the patient for 14 days or maybe a 21 days. So in that 21 days only, the virus will be get multiplied into the host cell. It produces symptoms. Next, this is a first relief from COVID-19, that is human immunity. How the human immunity against corona. So for the normal process in the life cycle of coronavirus is binding the cell membrane, then followed by fission the cell membrane to enter to the cytoplasm. For the binding, this S protein, that is a spike protein. This is a characteristic structure of coronavirus. It's having two binding protein, that is N-terminal domain and receptor binding domain. With the support of this two protein, it is able to attach to the receptor. Then after, if it is facilitate the receptor, if it is allows, automatically the virus is going to enter to the cytoplasm. In this stage, if body have strong immunity, it's going to secrete antibodies. These are the specific antibodies secreted in your human plasma. It's recently reported monoclonal antibody, fragment antigen binding antibody, short chain fragment variable antibody, heavy chain antibody, and nano body. Recent publication it's proved that these are the specific antibodies can able to secrete if the body having strong immunity. What is the role of this antibody? Generally we well known that if body having strong immunity, it's going to act against the infection. But here the special concept, that is the all antibodies, it's bind with the spike protein. The spike protein configuration is going to change. Once the binding site configuration it's collapsed, automatically it's lost the binding ability. So through this process, the organism is going to die. So this is a primary task nowadays to fight against the COVID-19. So World Health Organization or Health Department, they are recommending 2 more vitamins and nutrients essential to boost up our immunity. Let's see that. A function of immune system, it is crucible to fight against the COVID-19. Main vitamin and nutrients need to fight against COVID-19 are vitamin D and zinc, selenium, vitamin E, C, beta carotene, and antioxidant. These are the substance, additional substance, but preliminary substance need to fight against COVID-19 are vitamin D and zinc. This is a reported substance. It's fight against COVID-19. Let's see the mechanism. Vitamin D, we well known aware about vitamin D. It's strengthening our bone as well as teeth. Here the main mechanism, it protects respiratory tract. With the concept, it is going to act against the COVID-19 or coronavirus. Vitamin D containing foods are fish, liver, egg yolk, and milk and dairy product. Zinc, this is a major role on RNA replication inhibitor. So based on this concept, if you are take rich quantity of vitamin D and zinc, normally the person is having good immunity, maybe by fight against the COVID-19 case. Then this is the second task for the searching of lead molecule, mechanism action on inhibition. 4 major pathway to inhibit the coronavirus: ACE2 inhibitor, transcriptase inhibitor, M-pro complex inhibitor or protease inhibitors. Then it may inhibit on RNA dependent RNA polymerase. So already familiar drug, that is HIV drugs, it's act on this 2 inhibitor, that is reverse transcriptase HIV inhibitor drug, favipiravir, Labinavir, low dose ritonavir, then followed by remdesivir. These are the recommended HIV drugs against COVID-19 because there is no choice, there is no specific drug now. So we have to overcome the situation. So the physician, they are recommending HIV drug on this COVID-19. So let's see the first mechanism, ACE2 inhibitor. So here ACE2, this is a receptor available in our cell membrane. It can activated by TMPRR or SS2 unit. This is a normal mechanism. It activates the receptor. This receptor, it's get attached the spike protein of coronavirus. If antibodies or any lead molecule medication, if you applied on ACE2 inhibitor, automatically it is inhibit that attachment process. So cell entry stage itself we can inhibit if you are giving ACE2 inhibitor drugs. This is a life cycle. In the life cycle, transcriptase inhibitor act on the release of RNA, because after release the RNA automatically it going to bind with the ribosome. It is a transcription process. This transcription get break by transcriptase inhibitor. Then main protease inhibitor. Protease is a mechanism of cleave the protein. This protease may act on different ways, but M protein majorly it inhibit that proteolytic cleavage stage. This is a stage of RNA breakage. After RNA replication, it's go to suck the envelope to create the new virus. In this stage, M-Pro inhibitor is going to inhibit. Through that, it's going to disturb the life cycle. This is a one pathway of inhibitor. Then protease. When that virus is attached on the spike protein, here if change the configuration of spike protein with the help of protease, it's go for inhibit. Then followed by endocytosis, the external cover, if it is disturbed by protease, it is also going to inhibit that virus. Then followed by packing and release stage, pro-protein convertase enzyme, it is going to inhibit. So the protease enzyme major motto or concept is change the configuration of proteinous substance in this coronavirus. Through this, it's going to lose the ability to multiplication or maybe transmission. This is a overall inhibitory pathways. So already the world faced so many tasks to discover the antiviral agent. The tasks are hepatitis B virus, hepatitis C virus, influenza and HIV virus. So already the drugs are proved, is available in the market. Now we are having the new task to discover the drug against SARS and MERS. So I list out some medicinally active plant. This is a South African traditional medicine. I list out it here. So if you are searching new drug for this COVID-19 cases, it will take more time because it is a pandemic situation. We have to search or we have to discover new drug as early as possible to overcome the situation. That's why I given the reported antiviral drugs here. That is first drug, Arganium vulgare. It is a flavoring plant, belongs to the family Lamiaceae. Carvacrol is an essential oil active constituent. It's fight against the antiviral activity. It is a reported one against the rotavirus going to act. And sage, Salvia officinalis, biological source, Laminaceae. The chemical constituent available in the plant is salvulonic acid. It is a polyphenol. The chemical nature is rosmarinic acid dimer. The rosmarinic acid already reported antiviral drug. Its additional activity, antioxidants, and also it is a free radical scavenging activity. Once we are survey the antiviral compound in the plant, it's additionally having antibacterial as well as it's having antioxidant activity. Then third plant will be Tulasi. We all aware about Tulasi. Biological source Oxymum basilicum. Common name will be basil. Belongs to the family Lamiaceae. The active constituent will be ursolic acid. It's a triterpenoid. It's a reported antiviral active compound. Fennel, it is a food product, well aware about this. Biological source, Phenulum vulgare, belongs to the family Apoaceae or Umbelliferaceae. It is a flavoring plant. It consists of fennel seed oil and fencone. This is a terpenoid variety. It produces antiviral activity. In all the plant, most of the having rich biological constituent. Out of this, I list out only those are the constituent having antiviral property. Then garlic, this is also familiar to us. Allium sativum, biological source, belongs to onion genus. It's Amaryllidaceae family. It's having active constituent quercetin and allicin. This is a flavonoid. It's a reported bioactive constituent. Quercetin is having rich biological activity. For example, anti-cancer, anti-diabetic, then hepatoprotective. It is a good antibacterial and antiviral agent. Then lemon balm biological source is Melissae officinalis, belongs to the family Lamiaceae, active constituent tannins and polyphenols. Especially it's having rosmarinic acid, caffeic acid, ferulic acid. This is a polyphenols specifically act against HIV virus. Then peppermint, this is mint family, belongs to mint family. Biological source Mentha piperata, family will be Lamiaceae. Menthol and menthol is a specific active constituent against viral HSV1 and HSV2. Herb simplex virus 1 and herb simplex viral 2 infections. It may cure with the help of menthol and menthol. Then rosemary, so well known about this. It is a flavoring plant. Rosmarinus officinalis, biological source, belongs to the family Lamiaceae. Carnosic acid is a potent prophylactic and therapeutic agent against HRSV infection. It's a reported one. Then followed by Echinacea, belongs to the family will be Composidae. Echinacea purpura, biological source, Chinnamoyl echinodiol and chicoraic acid. Why they are using this combination? The combinated active constituent of these two, it's giving good inhibitory action against HSV1 and HIV1 infection. Zambibugus belongs to the family Adoxiae. Zambibugus berry is a elderberry. This is a plant photograph. Recently, they worked out on this plant sources against coronavirus cell line studies. They proved that caffeic acid, chlorogenic acid, gallic acid shows good effect against coronavirus infection. Then licorice, Glycyrrhiza glabra is a flavoring plant of Fabaceae family. The root will be giving good sweetening agent. This is composition of 20 triterpenoid and 300 flavonoids. Out of this, glycyrrhizin and glabaridin, this is a two major active constituent. It shows anti-HIV, anti-HSV, antimicrobial activity. Astragalus, this is a compound or traditional medicine used in the China. Astragalus membranous, biological source, belongs to the family Fabaceae. It's a composition of saponin, flavonoids and polysaccharides. In that, astragaloside 1 and 4, it having good anti-hepatitis viral C activity and anti-hepatitis viral B activity. Ginger, this is a familiar component. Gingiber officinalis, it's a food product. So one thing I want to highlight here, compared to dry ginger, fresh ginger having more good potent antiviral activity because it's having the effect on respiratory cell. It secretes beta interferon. This is a antiviral protein secreted by the cell membrane. Because of this reason only, in health department and physician, all they are recommending daily you have to increase the intake of ginger because it's a specific action on viral infections. Then curcumin is a turmeric. It's having curcuminoid and gallium curcumin, curcumin. This is a 3 active constituent show activity against virus, especially hepatitis C virus. Then last is the 15th plant, lemongrass. Biological source, Cymbopogon citrus and Cymbopogon neridus. It's a family of Fabaceae. It's having geranol and nerol. It is an essential oil. It is an antiviral active capability substance. So while we are go through this 15 various African traditional medicine, so all the constituents is having more number of biological activity. In that, antiviral activity also available with the help of molecular docking studies. Already we discussed earlier, virus is spontaneous structure. They did molecular docking studies with protease enzyme. Protease enzyme is a major role to inhibit our virus. With this constituents, it proves that 3 various constituents it's showing good activity against COVID-19. That's are glabaridin from licorice, Chinnamoyl echinodiol from Echinacea purpura, then nerol from lemongrass. It shows a potential drug active against COVID-19. So once if you go through this clinical trials, before that, nowadays softwares are well aware that molecular docking studies and Lipinski rule, these two help of this in silico method, The article is proved 3 different active constituent it act against COVID-19. So through this, we can suggest this herbs will be having good drug against COVID-19. Then another survey, they took 120. This is the structural composition of glaberridine, cinnamoyl, echinodiol, and nerol. Another studies done with 1 or 2 phytochemical constituents with ACE2 inhibitor. Here they proved that acetamine and 6-alpha acetoxyzidudine, this 2 active constituent, it shows good effect against coronavirus. So this 5 molecule it is under clinical trials. Once if you shows positive result in clinical trials, we can get good lead molecule against COVID-19. This is the description about acetamine. So while we are compared to previous 15 plants, these 2 active constituent available sources is not available in India. It's available in Singapore, Malaysia, and Brazil. The acetamine, it's belong to the family Alstonia species, Apocynaceae family. It is uses antiprotozoal, anti-malarial, hypotensive activity. From the bark, the active constituent is going to extracted, and it shows more number of biological activity. One survey I can represent from this, that is anti-malarial and antiviral component are give good potent activity against COVID-19. This is a structure of 6-alpha acetoxyzidudine. This is a biological source, the isolated compound from the biological source, Carapa guineonis abelt, belongs to the family Meliaceae. It is an antiroba, commonly known as antiroba. All the parts in use, but especially seed oil, it's used for this inflammation and allergic infection. This is also approved and proved drug of antimalarial activity. So one survey on COVID-19 patient done in China, that is familiar herbs and herbal formulation. They survey on COVID-19 patient in mild stage and moderate stage, severe stage and recovery stage. They proved that in all stage of corona patient, Glycyrrhiza species, it shows good recovery effect on the patient. They given the report. So based on the report, we can justify licorice or Glycyrrhiza is a good source for isolating active constituent against COVID-19. In meanwhile, because there is no approved medicine in the society for the COVID-19 case, in the meanwhile, government, they recommended Siddha medicine. It's well aware by Tamil Nadu people. That is, they recommended Kabasura Kudinir and Nilavembu Kudinir. This is a composition of 15 variable herbal drugs. So we are surveying the active constituent. That's why I list out this all the active constituents here. The Kabasura Kudinir consists of 25 above bioactive molecule. In that bioactive molecule, what we discussed earlier, that active constituents also available: piperine, zeranol, gallic acid, and ursolic acid, beta sequestrine. These are the drug. It will be produce antiviral effect. So they, meanwhile, they recommended this medicine to boost up the human immunity. So in January, they studied molecular docking with the particular active constituent. They proved that this is one of the best way to over the COVID-19 infectious cases. Two composition they introduced: Kabasura Kudinir Suranam and Jacom. Jacom is a composition of bacillin, andragraphite, urosolic acid, quercetin, and melanin. Already we discussed regarding the quercetin. Now this is a main theme of Ayurvedic formulation. As a faculty members, this is an entire schematic diagrammatic representation of drug design and development in Ayurvedic herbal formulation. So first we are taking that plant sources. Preliminary, we can go on for authentication, extraction, then done chemical test, then thin layer chromatography. With the report, the constituent rich in HPTLC report, we can go for isolation and structuralization of molecule. Otherwise, through extraction itself, we can stop and perform the in vitro, in vivo pharmacological studies. The Ayurvedic drug development, it's having three process: product, formulation selection, that is ingredient you have to select for the formulation, then followed by preparation procedure, then validating the formulation. Once a complete the formulation procedure is over, then the drug is moved to clinical trial. After clinical trial positive report, then it will be recommended for marketed. marketed usage. So if as a faculty member, what we are doing, once if you are go with herbal formulations or herbal analysis, they are end with pharmacological activity itself. It is not a good way to complete the project work, because once the pharmacological activity, if you are performing, if it is used, it is used to society or useful to the society, you have to make a formulation. So after completion of formulation only the project work will be complete as well as fulfilled. This is the various steps involved in Ayurvedic formulation, drug development, that is standardization of raw material, then go on for standard operating procedure for the extract, then standardization of extract, then followed by standard operating procedure for the formulation, then standardization of formulation, finished product, self-life studies on this formulation, biological screening, then clinical trials study shows safety and toxicity studies, then at last it is going to go on for preservation, packing and storage. While we are performing formulation or herbal drug work, what we are doing, we can go for extraction, then standardization of extract and go on for this formulation. It is not a right path. Before extraction, we have to standardize raw material. So 3 stages we have to apply standardization procedure. First from herb, then herbal, extract, herbal formulation. This is a 3-stage standardization will be essential. This guidelines approved by Ministry of Oils, New Delhi. This is a various standardization procedure. So first need will be authentication, that is the taxonomical character of plant, then followed by analysis of foreign matter. If herbal compound, if it does have any insect soils, we have to analyze. Then organoleptic evaluation, this is a preliminary evaluation, that is taste, odor, then color of this plant we need to evaluate. Macroscopical, microscopical evaluation, then volatile matter, ash value, extractive value, this is a quantitative analytical method. Chromatography with TLC and HPTLC. Here we need to introduce marker compound, that is one any active constituent available with the plant that will be act as a marker compound. Compare with the standard, we have to prove the percentage of amount present in the particular plant will be proved by HPTLC. Then pesticide residue, microbial count, heavy metal contamination, these 3 methods to show the contaminant on this plant sources or maybe formulation. So once if you complete all the standardization method, then only it will be processed for drug formulation or further process. So one bioactive constituent available in the market, I bring to your kind notice to know that formulation, that is quercetin available pharmaceutical, that is quercetin available phytochemical compounds or plant sources, already it is a formulated. It's named as Madhujeevan Surana. It is formulation used for anti-diabetic hair, and individual tablets also used for the health supplementary tablets. So once if you want to recommend one bioactive molecule for the formulation, these are the steps we have to follow. First step, to know the basic nucleus, chemical structure and characterization of substance, then followed by what are the activity shown by the constituent we have to prove. For quercetin, we are having so many pharmacological activity, that is anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, anti-proliferative, anti-cancer, then anti-hypertensive activity, coronary heart disease prevention activity, then anti-HIV activity also. Recently in 2015, the drug is recommended for anti-cancer by Mohammed et al. They recommended if we done clinical trials quercetin against the cancer, we can get a novel good lead molecule against the cancer. So these are the various stages of drug discovery in herbal formulation. This entire research is done by National Research Institute of Ayurveda for Drug Development and Central Council of Research Ayurvedic Science in Kolkata. This is a research institute done this drug development on Ayurvedic formulations. So now this is a major theme. As a faculty, we have to aware on this process. What is the skill need to work on herbal formulation? So first skill, selection of plant. So well known that if plant shows pharmacological activity, then only we can select for our work. Then followed by extraction technique. different techniques are available for the extracting active constituent from the plant origin, that is maceration, hard percolation, continuous hard percolation, and so many techniques are available, but we have to know knowledge to select the technique. For example, maceration, solvent, simply the solvent is itself soluble our active constituent, we can move to maceration. If it is not possible, then we can move to continuous hard percolation method. If the active constituent flavonoid we want to extract from the plant source, then we can move to continuous hard percolation method to isolate our flavonoid. So technique selection, then followed by solvent selection also important. The specifically flavonoidal compound, we can recommend ethanol is a choice of solvent to extract the compound from the plant origin. So this technique should be known by the faculty to work on herbal analysis. Then identification of active molecule. Generally, phytochemical test itself, so many members, they are wind up the research, but it is not a proper way. With the thin layer chromatography, the phytochemical screening will be get completed. So with this, we have to focus the separation fraction for the active constituent from the plant origin. For example, N-butanol acetic acid and water. This is a mobile phase selection for amino acid. So how to composite the mobile phase, that is a major task in thin layer chromatography. For example, amino acid case, amino acid soluble in water. So we can propose a mobile phase, pre-rear polarity 1 and after polarity 1 we have to mix. Pre-rear polarity is N-butanol, then after to the water the polarity compound is amino acid. This composition suitable for amino acid separation. So basically this is a concept we have to well known aware in that. So we have to know the solubility solvent, then before polarity, after polarity we have to mix a mobile phase to go for this separation. Once if you are surveying like this, through thin layer chromatography itself, we have to know the fraction, which fraction is useful for the separation of the active constituent. Then followed by Stahl's triangle. This is a theory of thin layer chromatography. We can select stationary phase and mobile phase according to the Stahl's triangle. So once the solvent, compound solubility solvent, if it is well known, polarity wise, we can fix the mobile phase and stationary phase. Polar compound, we are fixing polar as a mobile phase and non-polar as a stationary phase for the separation. So what is the ratio we fixed with thin layer chromatography? Pre-rear polarity ratio, we have to fix to isolate the compound through column chromatography, because thin layer will be against here gravitational force, it's going for separation. Against gravitational force means it's need high polarity solvent for the separation, but column chromatography towards gravitational force, the separation is going to happen. So we can fix pre-rear polarity solvent as a ratio or separating solvent to fix on the column chromatography. For example, chloroform methanol 9:1 as a mobile phase we fixed in thin layer chromatography. Pre-rear to chloroform methanol we have to fix as a solvent for isolation. For example, chloroform with petither ether. This combination itself, it is sufficient to separate the active molecule. So this task and skill the faculty should know to frame the column chromatography for the isolation. Then structuralization. Be well aware that interpretation of UV, IR, NMR, mass is give the structure, but one skill will be need here. Correlation between the four spectral report will be very essential to know the structure. So here the elimination and addition of functional group should be known by the faculty member. That is UV spectra is a basic nucleus identity. Then IR, it gives us functional groups. NMR report, number of carbon and number of hydrogen, total molecular weight we can analyze through mass spectroscopy. For example, if IR, if it is getting the report of hydroxyl group, but the same group, if it is not available with NMR spectroscopy means we have to eliminate according to the literature. Thus, skill should be need to interpret or elucidate the structure from the bioactive molecule. Then standardization of herbal and herbal formulation. According to WHO guidelines, we have to standardize herbal as a raw material, extraction, as well as herbal formulation. 3 stages we have to standardize the compound. Then statistical analysis, we have to know the statistical analysis to interpret the result data. So nowadays we are using Graph Prism software to analyze the statistical data. So one note other is for your kind information, hepatitis B vaccine history I will be bring to your kind notice. So the virus is discovered in 1965. Dr. Baruch Blumberg, he discovered the virus. Then in 1981, a discovery of vaccine is done with infectious patients, but this trial it's not succeed. The vaccine is withdraw from the society. Currently, we are using recombinant hepatitis B vaccine. It is discovered in 1986. So while we are seeing the year 1965, the viruses came to the world, but 1986 they discovered vaccine for the hepatitis B infection. So meanwhile, 20 years gap is there for the discovery. So in that condition, one herb supported to cure against hepatitis infection. That is herbal treatment for hepatitis B. Phyllanthus is a Ayurvedic medicine. Around 2000 year, we are using this medicine. Hepatitis B is a viral hepatitis, cause liver inflammation and liver damages. 1990 back itself, we are using Phyllanthus species. It's having good active constituent fight against hepatitis B virus, but documented report in 1987 only, they proved that extract of Phyllanthus niruri, it act against hepatitis B. Then the compounds are isolated in 2003 only, 25 compound they isolated. So what is the information I bring from here? If we know the traditional medicine or herbs will be used for viral infection, we can take help from that herbal drug to fight against the COVID-19, because when the vaccine will be come to the market, we don't know. So we can use herbal medicine to fight against COVID-19 case. So I conclude my topic. Naturally occurring phytochemical, it's provide a valuable, powerful resource, is playing a major role in antiviral property, especially according to this survey, echetamin, 6-alpha acetoxygyridine, glaviridine, chinamoyl echinodiol, nerol, these are the active constituents, show good antiviral activity. It is under clinical trials. The research are going on. It is in May, the survey is completed. Now it's in clinical trial. Once a clinical trial positive report, if it is getting, we can get good potent drug against coronavirus. In meanwhile, I suggest that these are the herbal will be supported for us to fight against COVID-19 cases, like turmeric, ginger, garlic, lemon, peppermint. This is a food product. We can consume more quantity of this type of food products, means we can get immunity as well as we can get good antiviral drug in our body to fight against coronaviral infection. Then liquorice lemongrass, Echinacea purpurea. This is a herbal formulation with the Ayurvedic physician prescription and recommendation. We can take this formulation or maybe a drug for this coronaviral infection. So as a faculty or as a participant, I recommend you to break the chain of coronaviral infection, support for the drug discovery, either with research work or maybe review work. Thank you for the patient to listen this topic. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. We are sorry for, as we are running out of time, we are in a little bit hurry. We have not given an introduction about the speaker. So for the participants' sake, let's have a brief introduction of our today's speaker. At present, ma'am is working at Associate Professor, Department of Pharmacy, Mettu University in Ethiopia. And ma'am has did a BPharm from Tamil Nadu, Dr. MGR Medical University in the year 2003. And MPharm, Tamil Nadu, Dr. MGR Medical University, PhD from JNTU Anantapur. And ma'am has got a vast experience, worked in various institutions, like Product Executive in Orbit Healthcare Limited, Assistant Professor in Annamacharya College of Pharmacy, Kadapa, Associate Professor in Krishna Teja College of Pharmacy, Tirupati. And before coming to Ethiopia, ma'am has worked as a professor and vice principal in Jagan College of Pharmacy in Nellore. And ma'am has handled various subjects in our pharmacy, like pharmaceutical analysis, inorganic chemistry. Basically, ma'am from MPharm from analysis and PhD also from pharmaceutical analysis. So dealt with various subjects like for PG students, modern pharmaceutical analysis, food analysis, even spectrochemical method of analysis. And coming to the awards, we are happy to say that ma'am, you have received a prestigious award as a best teacher from Aksha Kirti Patta Samiksha Seva Samiti from Nellore, Andhra Pradesh. And so many accomplishments are there. Ma'am worked with effectively with other staff I know personally. And also ma'am is enforcing discipline standards and also college policies. and various projects has been held by ma'am in UG level, PG level, and also PhD level. For example, if you see at PhD level, investigation on phytochemical screening, analytical, microbiological, and pharmacological activity of different ficus species, and PG level, isolated compounds and Aristolachy bacteria. And for the determination of gatifloxin, ma'am has did projects in visible UV visible spectrophotometer. And if you see the project supervised at UG level, almost all 23. It's a great ma'am actually. And PG level, almost all 44 projects have been handled. And ma'am has ratified from JNTU Anantapur in the year 2011, and also ratified as an associate professor in JNTU Anantapur in the year 2016, life member of APTI, and also various achievements like qualified in GATE in the year 2004, topper in MFORM. Like that, if I'll continuously say, there are so many achievements are there. Sorry for inconvenience, ma'am, before giving an introduction, before starting up in a session. Please kindly excuse us. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Nothing, sir. I'm very thankful to Dr. Paul for the nice introduction, and also I thankful to you because you bring to this platform. You initiated me to take a speech in this faculty development program, and also I thank to management of Aditya Bangalore Institute of Pharmacy Education and Research for giving me an opportunity as a speaker in the faculty development program. Thank you.
So it's this time I like to invite Dr. Paranjyoti Karnisa to say a few words of thanks to the speaker and also any brief overview about the session.
Yeah, so good afternoon. It's not a joke. So good morning again. So it was a nice presentation by Dr. Angala Parmeshwari. She has gone very deep into the subject, right, starting from the introduction of coronavirus and how this coronavirus is acting is a good part. And then she has narrated about this important botanicals and their action, and that gives us a good information that we don't have to wait for the coronavirus detection and then vaccines and things like that. We can always improve the immunity within. We can improve the immunity within, then we can always save the disease, and then we can be rest assured that we'll have a good life. So I thank all of you for attending this very interesting topic, and over to Dr. Paul.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again. And ma'am, as you told, fresh ginger importance.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's also really daily intake of fresh ginger. Even I myself also practicing for the last when the corona have been started.
Everyone practice. Everyone practicing take garlic and ginger regularly because this is the only way to fight against COVID-19 condition, because no other drug innovated for this infection. So now we can get support from herbal formulation or herbal medicine only.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And some participant from today's session, I think Dr. Pallavi KJ. Ma'am has asked how to ensure the stability of natural active constituents in hot percolation extraction method.
In hot percolation method?
That how can we ensure the stability of natural active constituents in hot percolation continuous extraction method?
So if stability we want to increase means we have to water content. If water extraction, if you are make on this active constituent through continuous hot percolation method, we lost the stability. So we can give preference to methanol or ethanol. Alcoholic content mean it is easily evaporated. We can get a dry product. It may stable long time.
Yes. Ma'am, how Glycyrrhiza glabra helps in recovering of help in recovering especially in this COVID-19 condition?
So flavonoidal compound, if you get survey, it's a good antioxidant. Whenever the biochemical compound, if it is an antioxidant compound, it having poor activity against the infection as well as inflammation also. because it's a basic concept on flavonoid. So glabradine is isoflavonoid. So basically it's a antioxidant. It acts against the infection, any type of infections. But according to clinical survey in China, they did that glycyrrhiza, there's a specific species against the COVID-19. It shows good recovery compared to any other formulations.
Okay, that's also correct, ma'am. Correct. And from of the participant like Ashok, as we discussed just now, the importance of ginger. The same question has asked like that: what is the frequency of taking ginger and lemon for curing of coronavirus infection?
Frequency means daily dose, sir. Daily,
Dose.
we have to add. If we are taking tea, in the tea itself, we can add lemon or maybe ginger. We can take, because food product there is no specific dose for food product. If it is a Ayurvedic hair, even though if it is Ayurvedic hair, food product there is no specific dose. We can take more quantity. It's not leads any toxicity.
Great, ma'am. And we got so much positive feedback on your session, madam. All of the participants are
Thank you,
conveying
sir.
their message.
Because first, while I'm planning the seminar, the first day itself, I planned that the 20 minutes or maybe 30 minutes per hour, the session should be useful to all. Like that, I planned, sir.
Great.
Because simply if you are taking the speech, it's not use. This that too in the pandemic situation, what are the things we have to discuss? It should be useful to the society as well as people. According to that, I planned this session.
Okay. Dr. Srinivasa Charan, nice session. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And Salomi, one of the participants from our session, you have been acted as an external examiner for the particular ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am is also saying is a very nice session. Still we have time, ma'am, 5-10 minutes. I'll ask the participants, anyone to ask the question, any queries regarding today's the topic.
As you wish.
So majority of the participants are asking, can we get the presentation through mail? Definitely. And we'll post the feedback link already. One of our admin from our staff already posted the feedback form. Please try to send the feedback form by today. See, some of the participants are asking about the feedback form. They're already posted in the iBiper EFDP group.
Questions are coming from audience.
It's coming, sir. Already majority of the questions are in the form of the session is very good. Session was very informative, like that. So some 4-5 questions what the participants has asked are already raised, sir.
In among the ingredients, what she said, quercetin is one of the important things. Not much work has been done. I'm working with the Bangalore Allergy Center. We found that this quercetin is a natural antihistamine.
Okay.
So natural antihistamine is as good as cetirizine. So we are also promoting this quercetin. The source is from the onion extract. Onion extract contains a good amount of quercetin in that.
Okay.
More publication on quercetin, sir. Now, recently it's running under clinical trials. Quercetin is recommended for anti-cancer.
And also
Ayurvedic formulation will be good, potent drug for the all infectious diseases, but people not preferring that Ayurvedic formulation. That is a problem nowadays.
But world is going towards nature, today. People are even when I was in US also, I have seen that people start accepting this naturals. So there's a green field. Naturals are the green field tomorrow.
True, really. I'm also expecting that situation.
Ma'am, can we have this kind of mixture of juice, for example, cinnamon, clove, and powder of what actually?
Curcumin. Curcumin is also very important.
We can boil it for example, take 100 ml of water and we can boil for some time to bring that quantity to 50 ml. And if you are taking that one is also very good, I think. So natural active constituent.
So these all boosting our immunity, sir. Basically, the basic concept behind this all the natural product, it boosts up our immunity. So automatically body having immune power and antibodies fight against the COVID-19.
Okay. Because
In
some of the party.
Surna, what I explained, that is Siddha medicine, government they recommended. In that active constituent also, the basic concept is boost up the immunity.
Immunity.
Because there is no specific. Without clinical trials, we are not confirming the compound or maybe constituent fight against the COVID-19. So
Okay.
that is a risk today. We can't recommend. So we can recommend the immunity booster to fight against COVID-19.
Can you suggest, ma'am, any one preparation like that for daily intake to boost up our immunity from our natural active constituents?
That is turmeric with milk. That is a one way to increase our immunity. That is daily, morning and evening, we can take turmeric with milk. Then followed by garlic with milk also, another suggestion. With the milk only, it is a good drug because vitamin D rich quantity is available in milk. So what are the herbal we are suggesting as a food product we can take with milk that will be give good benefit compared to water.
So what is your opinion with the Chyawanprash?
It is a good product.
Chyawanprash.
asthma condition we are using now, sir.
Yeah, it is used for almost all conditions, but Chyawanprash contains good amount of amla, right?
Yes, sir.
So as a immunity booster, I think this is one of the good products.
Good product. Immunity booster. So many immunity booster drugs are available, sir. So in that, Charna is also one of the immunity booster.
Ma'am, should we take household turmeric?
Sure, sir.
One
Powder
of
form we
the
can take.
queries from our participant.
Sure. Household turmeric we can take.
Because
we are used in our food preparation. In every day, without turmeric, there is no food preparation. So it's one of the choice.
Now science is so advanced that that curcumin is the active ingredient in the turmeric. So for example, if you take 1 kg of turmeric, you get hardly 25 grams of the curcumin. So 2.5%. So curcumin taking is much better than this taking just turmeric. That's my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, medicinal curcumin also some participant has asked, sir, actually, whether it is turmeric or medicinal curcumin, which one is better?
Medicinal curcumin is a better one.
Better one.
Of course.
Neem oil, madam, regarding neem oil, it is recommended for this COVID-19.
It is an antibacterial agent actually, but there is no core activity on coronavirus, so we can't recommend neem. From WHO guidance, also from government, also they recommended Nilavembu Kasaya Kudineer. They recommended in Tamil Nadu government. It is act against fever. So basic concept to prevent the fever condition, they recommend neem. That is not a oil, neem extract. Actually.
Okay. Ma'am, it's a very quite interesting question from one of our participants, Praveen. Any suggestions for 3 years old kids to improve immune system in this situation?
3-year-old mean they can take only that is a household preparation only, no, sir. So we can give rich quantity of milk and milk product. They can get immunity. They can get good immune power against COVID-19 case.
One of my friend from Suresh Karnul, ma'am, can you suggest immunity booster for kids below 10 years? As same answer, I think.
Same answer, I think.
Thank you, Suresh, for joining today. What about hesperidine for ACE2 inhibitors from citrus fruits? Tippeswamy BSR.
ACE2 inhibitor, already I explained this is the inhibitor pathway. So what are the active constituent act on this ACE2 inhibitor? It is one of the good lead molecule against COVID-19. Recently, yesterday news I heard that beta-adrenergic blocker also recommended for coronavirus infection. They recommended the drug. It is under the trial in ICMR. After recommendation, maybe the drug may coming to the market. Beta-adrenergic blocker drug.
Achha, all propranolol, atenolol, these drugs, ma'am?
They are recommended.
Okay.
With 2 rupees cost.
Okay, nice. The availability of medicinal curcumin, madam? Sir, availability of medicinal curcumin.
Yes, available. It's available. Yeah.
It's available.
It's the price is around 4,500 rupees a kilo.
Above. Okay. I think we have answered majority of the queries from of the participants. Even the query session went very interesting and informative. We have covered from kids to the adults, all kinds of queries we have answered to improve our immune system, to boost immune system. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I will thank to you because you bring to this platform.
No problem.
And also thanks to this management as well as convener, co-convener of faculty development program conducted by Aditya Bangalore Institute of Pharmacy Education and Research. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you once again. Thank you for all the participants. The feedback form shall be posted in our ABIPER EFDP group. Please fill it and submit. Thank you.
Okay,